Hi there, welcome back to Court Street Journals. This is Nancy. I'm going to do a quick flip through of my most recent Edgar Allan Poe Upcycled journal. The journal is made from a classic stories of Edgar Allan Poe. It is a soft cover book cover that I used to build it. It has the look and feel of leather, but it's definitely not leather. And it's about 5.5 inches wide, 8.5 inches long, and the spine is about 1.5 inches. It is pretty chunky. I got a little carried away. It's really hard to control myself and making extras for journals. It's just so much fun. So it is a little chunky. I carried the theme, the color theme, the black, the red, and the silver throughout the whole journal. Though I did use a lot of book pages from the actual book. So that has sort of a beigey tone to it, and then there is some tea-dyed paper in here as well. So there's quite a bit of beige in here as well, scattered throughout. I'm gonna do a quick flip through page by page and show you all the things I did with this. I had a lot of fun with this. Poe is one of my favorite authors, and I use a lot of quotes on the pages from his work. I just want to make sure you can see every page here. I obviously the quotes, and then I use the little blackbirds throughout the journal as well. This is a gorgeous piece of floral vellum paper, not necessarily something you would necessarily want to write on, but I have a lot of extras in here that you can attach and just clip onto papers as well. Mr. Poe himself, and one of his quotes there. This paper here is it's an actual it's a vellum lift on the paper, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Just a really great texture and feel. A couple little pocket here with some extra writing space. This little paper lace on the edges. Again, the back side of that vellum paper. Another beautiful headshot of Mr. Poe. Some more quotes. A little pocket here with some extra space for writing, extra card for writing. This is a printed burlap paper that it's just absolutely, it's a great texture and a great feel, and I added some quotes, Poe quotes here, and then some little extras to create more writing space for you in the journal. Little side pocket here with some extra writing things. This is blank on the back, so you can write on it. Here's some of the book pages I use. I like to keep as many of the original book pages in there and then just make them into useful space. You could actually write, like right over the writing, or add your own things, but I did on all the book pages. I added extra white space in these shapes that I sort of dyed the edges a little bit and gave them a little bit of sparkle. This light lamppost stamp I put throughout the journal as well. I just think it's such a pretty and sort of dark and gloomy street lamp that I think sort of fits the Poe aesthetic. This is actually tea-dyed vellum. You can tea-dye vellum. It turns out really cool with all this staining on it. And then I did stencil a little bit of brick pattern on it with the lamppost. This is just a little envelope of extras. There's a little Poe quote on there. And then just some extra little papers that you can journal on. You could, leave them in the envelope, or you could attach them to other pages. And then got a little Poe clippy. This was actually the inside cover of the original book, and I just thought that the paper was so pretty that I had to include it. Little Poe pocket here with some extra writing space on this little card with the raven on it. More book pages and carrying that lamppost theme through. I didn't do anything with these pages here because they're just so pretty. I just wanted to enjoy the pretty paper, so you could certainly attach things to them to use them as journaling space, or just enjoy them as they are. And again, I carried throughout the journal putting these little spaces onto the book pages so that you could use them as useful writing, journaling space. I did on a lot of these pages, I just like to sew paper. I think it just adds a little something. So a lot of these papers are run through my sewing machine and stitched. This is just a printed out copy of the beginning of the Raven. I just left the back blank so it would be extra journaling space. This is a vellum paper, a floral vellum paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. Another book page. I kept the birdcage stamp throughout the the journal as well. I've got that in there like 3 or 4 times. Just another side pocket here with some extra papers for writing on. More Poe quotes. Nice great space here. This is a handmade paper. It has almost the feel of cotton. It's just lovely, and I deckle, stain, and sparkle the edges, so it just adds a really cool effect to the journal. More book page. I bordered this with some of that raised velour. I don't know what, I guess you would call it velvet, not velour, velvet paper. Another little Poe pocket. Some tea-dyed paper that I included. I sewed around the edges and added a Poe quote. More book pages. This has a really delicate lace. This is paper. This is a paper lace trim that I put on there. Again, this is another set of pages where the paper is so pretty, I just couldn't do anything with it. I just want to look at it. So I made a pocket on the one side so you could have some useful journaling space. This is, again, a printout of the Raven. And then just a little, this is the back side of this is one from his book, but some extra space for writing. This is an old dictionary page that's tea-dyed, and I did some stitching on it and then added the little shapes so that you could journal on that as well. Little Poe pocket here with the extra piece of paper. More of the brick stenciling and the lamppost stamp. I absolutely love that stamp. I think it just fits really well with this whole aesthetic for Poe. Another little side pocket here with some extra. There's 2 copies of the beginning of the Raven, and then just this carry through from another page that I did blank on the back, so you can write on that as well. The other side of that burlap printed paper, which is it's just such a wonderful texture. It's nice to have these different things to feel, and just makes the whole journal more of a tactile experience. Some sewn tea-dyed paper. More book pages. I did sew a lot of these book pages just because I guess I just really like the way the paper looks with the stitching in it. More tea-dyed paper. This is crumpled too. One of the things I like to do with thicker paper is crumple it a couple of times before I tea dye it, so that you get not only just this kind of like ripply feel, but then you get the markings from where the ripples were from the tea. So another sheet of this lace paper edging that I did. I cut those out by hand, with a die, obviously. I don't cut every single little thing. This is actually removable, just an extra little space here to write on. Again, the handmade paper. I did a little stitching around the edges. More Poe quotes. Again, more little extra papers here for you to write on. And this paper here is just beautiful. Just the combination of the butterflies and the spiders and the flowers, I think is just, it really adds something. This is the inside cover again of the book that I kept, and then just made a pocket on the back of it so it could be useful space for journaling. More book pages that are sewn. I added quite a few of those throughout the journal. I love just this plain red cardstock. It's acid free. It's high quality. It's got a nice thickness to it, but it's perfect for like writing on with like a black marker, or even drawing on. More ravens. Isn't this gorgeous? This design here on this paper. It came like this. I found it in my stash and I was like, oh, this is perfect for this journal. Again, at the other side of that, floral vellum, just really cool feel to it, and some extra papers there to write on. And then we're at the end of the journal with some more of that handmade paper. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is available on my website, courtstreetjournals.com. And it's one of many. I have a bunch of copies of this book that I used for other projects. I used the paper for other projects, so I have about 10 covers to go through and make journals out of. Pretty much, everything I do is made from book pages, and once I get past the Christmas season, it's time to start using the book covers and making them into journals. So it's sort of my favorite time of the year because it's winter, it's cold in Kentucky, and I'm sort of nestled into my studio making journals, which is absolutely one of my favorite things to do. So thanks for coming by and listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.